Ladies, lean in close, because I need you to hear me, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Before you can step into a relationship with anyone, especially a man you want to call your partner, you have to first know who you are. Too many times, women fall into relationships thinking that love will fill the gaps they haven't yet filled in themselves. But let me tell you something crucial. You cannot give what you do not have. If you do not know your own value, your worth, your purpose, you will constantly be searching for it in others. That search will leave you feeling empty, misunderstood, and lost. If you want to become the dream girl of someone's life, you first have to become the dream woman in your own life. This begins with identity, knowing who you are, what you stand for, and where you're headed. I'm not talking about the surface level traits that society tells you make you valuable, your looks, your possessions, or the number of followers you have on social media. No, I'm talking about the core of who you are, the essence of your being that no one can take away from you. Your identity must be rooted in something eternal, something that cannot be shaken by the ups and downs of relationships. And for that, you have to understand your divine worth. You are not just a woman in this world. You are a daughter of the Most High God. When you internalize this, when you start to see yourself as a royal, as someone chosen and precious in the eyes of God, your entire perception of life shifts. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you walk into a room, everything changes when you understand that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. If you don't know your own value, how will anyone else recognize it? You can't expect someone to see you as precious if you don't see yourself as valuable. When you step into a relationship, you shouldn't be entering it with the mindset of trying to prove your worth, seeking validation, or hoping for approval. You should be entering with the confidence that you are already worthy, regardless of anyone's opinions or affections. Many women fall into the trap of thinking that a man's love will make them feel validated or complete. But you were never meant to be completed by anyone but God. The only person who can complete you is the Creator who formed you in your mother's womb. No man, no relationship, no title can give you the worth you're searching for. You have to define your value before you seek someone else's affirmation. The danger of not knowing who you are is that you'll settle for less than what you deserve. You'll accept behaviors that don't honor you because you don't yet honor yourself. You'll tolerate disrespect, mistreatment, or compromise because you're desperate to feel seen or loved. When you don't know who you are, you'll allow yourself to be treated like something less than what you are, a queen. The Bible says that you are the apple of his eye, Psalm 17 told, meaning that God has his eye on you and he's protecting and watching over you. So why would you settle for a relationship that does not reflect his vision of you? Why would you allow anyone to treat you as though you were anything less than royalty? The first step to becoming a dream girl is to start living like the woman God designed you to be. This means you walk into relationships knowing that you are already complete in him. You don't need anyone else to validate you. Your identity is solidified in your connection to your Creator. When you know this, you walk with confidence, with purpose, and with clarity. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world, what others think of you, what they say about you, how they compare you to someone else. But you cannot build your identity on fleeting opinions. If you are constantly looking to others for your identity, you will never find peace. Your identity must come from within. It must be built on something unshakable and eternal. Your relationship with God. Think about this for a moment. When you know who you are, you stop worrying about how he sees you and start thinking about how God sees you. You stop trying to fit into someone else's mold and start living according to your own calling. You begin to make decisions based on your purpose, not on the fear of losing someone or being alone. You become empowered, not because of a relationship, but because of your understanding of your own value. In every relationship, the greatest gift you can give is your authenticity. But how can you be authentic if you don't know who you are? How can you bring your best self into a relationship if you haven't taken the time to invest in becoming your best self? When you know your worth, you begin to set boundaries that protect your peace and your purpose. You will no longer tolerate unhealthy relationships or give your energy to someone who does not value you. You will demand respect because you respect yourself. And the right person will see that. The right person will recognize the glow of someone who has already discovered their identity and has chosen to walk in it. So let me say it clearly. The first step to becoming his dream girl is not about changing who you are for him. It's about discovering who you truly are and embracing that with everything you got. When you know who you are, you stop chasing validation and start attracting it. You become so secure in your own identity that the right man will find you. Not because you're seeking him, but because you become the best version of yourself. When you are rooted in your true identity, you stand strong in who God made you to be. And that strength is what will make you unforgettable to the right man. Before you can give your heart to anyone, you have to first heal it. Too many women, in their search for love, give pieces of themselves to others without ever addressing the wounds that lie deep within. It's a dangerous cycle that leaves you hurt, confused, and even more vulnerable to emotional trauma. Relationships are meant to bring joy, support, and partnership, but they can only do so when both individuals are coming into the relationship whole, not broken. Healing is not just about getting over your past. It's about learning how to grow from it, how to take the lessons from the pain, and how to rise stronger and wiser. Many women make the mistake of entering relationships before they fully heal from previous ones. They try to mask their hurt with affection, attention, or intimacy, but these things are temporary. They can't fill the emptiness that comes from unresolved emotional scars. If you want to become the dream girl for someone, you must first become whole. You have to ask yourself, have I truly healed from my past hurts, or am I carrying baggage into this new relationship? Healing isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of getting back to the core of who you are without the shadow of pain clouding your view. It starts with self-awareness. Understanding your own emotional wounds is the first step. What has hurt you in the past? Who has let you down? What have you endured that still affects how you view yourself or others? Until you confront these questions honestly, you will continue to operate in survival mode rather than thriving in love. Many women shy away from confronting their pain, thinking that avoiding it will make it go away. But let me tell you, the things you ignore have a way of resurfacing when you least expect it. They'll show up in your fears, in your insecurities, in the way you react to situations or people who remind you of the past. If you're not careful, you'll start bringing unresolved pain into every relationship you enter, even when the person before you doesn't deserve the weight of it. So how do you heal? The first step is acknowledging your pain. Whether it's the pain from a previous relationship, from abandonment, betrayal, or even from your own self-doubt, you have to give yourself permission to feel what you feel. It's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn the loss of something you thought would last. But what's more important than just feeling your pain is choosing to heal from it. Healing requires you to stop seeking closure from the people who hurt you. You may never get an apology, an explanation, or a sense of justice. But true healing comes when you stop waiting for others to give you what you need to move on. You must choose to forgive, not for their sake, but for your own. Forgiveness is about excusing the wrong that was done to you. It's about freeing yourself from the grip of anger, resentment, and bitterness. Holding on to past pain will only hinder your ability to fully love and be loved in the future. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing the hold that past hurts have over you. Once you confronted your wounds, you must then begin to take care of yourself emotionally. Healing requires you to make space for self-care. This can look different for everyone. Maybe it means talking to a therapist, journaling your thoughts, or meditating. Maybe it means getting into a spiritual practice that grounds you and helps you reconnect with your inner peace. Whatever it is, healing requires intentional effort. You have to make time to nurture your soul. This may also involve cutting out toxic influences from your life, whether they are people who continue to bring negativity or environments that cause you stress. Surround yourself with things and people that bring you peace, not people who bring drama or who continue to trigger your emotional wounds. Self-care also involves setting boundaries. Healing often means learning to protect your heart. You have to become clear about what is acceptable and what is not. If you're still healing from past pain, you might need to take a step back from dating, not because there's anything wrong with relationships, but because you need time to focus on yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to fill yourself up first so that when you do decide to enter a new relationship, you do so from a place of abundance, not desperation. Additionally, healing requires you to let go of the past. This might be one of the hardest things to do, but it's crucial. Holding on to past relationships, past mistakes, or past hurts prevents you from embracing the future. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of disappointment and regret. The past is a chapter, not the whole book of your life. When you keep revisiting the chapters you don't like, you end up missing the beauty in the chapters yet to be written. Healing also involves learning to trust again. This can be one of the most difficult aspects, especially if you've been betrayed or hurt deeply, but it is necessary. You cannot build a strong and healthy relationship if you are constantly operating out of fear. Trusting again requires a leap of faith, knowing that the past does not define your future and that not everyone will hurt you. You have to give yourself permission to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's the willingness to show up fully, even if you've been hurt before. Ultimately, healing isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about becoming whole, not for someone else, but for yourself. When you heal, you stop looking for someone to fix you or complete you. You come into a relationship knowing that you are already whole and that you are simply looking for a partner who can walk alongside you, not someone who needs to rescue you. So, before you give your heart to anyone, make sure that it is healed and whole. Make sure you've taken the time to address your pain, to forgive, to set boundaries, and to heal from past wounds. Because when you do, you will step into your next relationship not as someone looking to be saved, but as someone who is already complete, ready to love, ready to give, and ready to receive love in return. There's a powerful truth that many women overlook when they're seeking a relationship. It's not just about chemistry, it's about purpose. Chemistry might spark attraction, but purpose is what sustains a relationship and drives it towards something meaningful. Too often, people rush into relationships based solely on physical attraction or emotional connection without truly considering whether their lives are aligned in a way that will allow them to grow together in the long run. If you want to become his dream girl, you have to understand the importance of purpose alignment in your relationship. What I mean by purpose alignment is this. You need to ensure that your vision for life, your values, and your goals are in sync with the person you choose to build your life with. Love is more than just the way someone makes you feel in the moment. It's about the way your combined destinies will unfold. You can have all the passion and connection in the world, but if you and your partner are not moving in the same direction towards shared goals, you'll eventually hit a wall. Think about it. Two people can be in love, but if one person is focused on a career that takes them to one city, while the other's committed to staying in a different location for family reasons, that relationship faces immediate challenges. You can't just keep saying, I love you and expect the problems to disappear. In the same way, if one person is trying to build a future in a certain industry and the other's pursuing a completely different life goal, that's going to create constant friction. Purpose alignment doesn't just mean that you both want the same things. It means you respect each other's purpose and are committed to helping each other achieve those goals. When you enter a relationship, you must be intentional about understanding each other's individual purpose. Take the time to ask, what are his dreams? What is he passionate about? What does he want to contribute to the world? But also ask yourself the same questions. What are my dreams? What are my passions? What are my passions? What is my contribution to the world? It's not just about compatibility. It's about seeing the potential in each other to make each other better, to support each other's growth, and to create something together that is bigger than the sum of both individuals. The problem with many relationships is that people are so focused on trying to find someone who fills their emotional needs that they forget to find someone who shares their purpose. Your partner is not your emotional crutch. They are your partner in purpose. Think about the Bible verse that says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. Ecclesiastes 4:9. This verse speaks to the power of a partnership and purpose. When you find someone who is aligned with your purpose, you are more likely to achieve your goals, build a strong future, and experience fulfillment in ways you never imagined. You both bring strengths, ideas, and resources to the table that complement each other. Together, you create a powerful synergy. This alignment goes beyond just career goals, too. It includes your values, the way you view life, your vision for your family, your spiritual beliefs, and the kind of legacy you want to leave behind. If your values don't align, then no amount of chemistry will keep the relationship strong when the challenges come. Imagine building a life with someone who doesn't share the same core values. It might seem easy at first. Maybe they're charming or fun to be around, but eventually, those differences will show up in major decisions. How you handle money, how you raise children, how you handle conflict. Purpose alignment isn't just about having similar hobbies. It's about being committed to building a life that reflects both of your core beliefs and aspirations. When you truly align with someone's purpose, it means that you're not just looking for a partner who will make you happy. You're looking for someone who will inspire you, challenge you, and push you toward your fullest potential. A strong relationship should never be about holding each other back, but about helping each other move forward, to elevate each other's dreams, and to contribute to the world in a way that matters. This alignment also means having open and honest conversations about your expectations for the future. Too often, people enter relationships without discussing important topics like finances, career aspirations, or what they envision for the future. These conversations need to happen early on. You need to understand where your partner stands in relation to things that matter most in life. Because if you can't see eye to eye on things like family, faith, and finances, it can become a major roadblock. Purpose alignment doesn't mean that you agree on everything. It means that you are willing to work together toward mutual goals and that you both respect each other's individual aspirations. One of the biggest mistakes you can make in a relationship is to ignore the importance of purpose alignment and think that a love will be enough to get you through the rough patches. It's not. Love is important, but without shared goals, vision, and purpose, you will be building your foundation on shaky ground. You might be able to weather the storms for a time, but eventually the cracks will show. Purpose alignment gives you the strength to face challenges together, to support each other when the going gets tough, and to celebrate together when you achieve your dream. Now, when you truly understand the importance of purpose alignment, it allows you to approach relationships from a place of clarity. You no longer have to guess whether this relationship is the right one because you'll know if your purpose is aligned. You won't be afraid to walk away from something that isn't moving you toward your destiny, and you won't waste time in relationships that don't honor your mission in life. Instead, you'll be walking confidently in the direction of your dreams, knowing that the right person will not only walk with you, but will help you soar. So my sisters, the key to becoming this dream girl is not about simply having chemistry or attraction. It's about making sure that your lives are moving in the same direction. Find someone who aligns with your purpose, who respects your journey, and who's willing to build something beautiful together. When you are aligned in purpose, you will experience a relationship that isn't just about love. It's about legacy. Too many times in society, we place an overwhelming emphasis on the external, the outward beauty, the clothes, the hair, the body, and so on. While there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself and presenting yourself well, the truth is that outer beauty alone is not what makes someone stand out in a lasting and meaningful way. A woman's true value lies in something far deeper than what can be seen at first glance. The right person is not looking for just a beautiful face. They are looking for a woman who possesses an inner glow, a beauty that radiates from the inside out. A woman who understands that real beauty comes from strength, wisdom, and character. In a world that constantly promotes the superficial and fleeting aspects of beauty, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that your worth is determined by how you look, how others perceive you, or how well you fit in societal standards. But the truth is, no matter how stunning someone may appear on the outside, their inner world will always speak louder than their outer appearance. True beauty isn't just skin deep, it's soul deep. It's about the kind of heart you have, the wisdom you carry, and the strength you exhibit when faced with adversity. When I say inner glow, I'm referring to a woman's character, her integrity, her resilience, and her ability to shine even in the midst of hardship. It's that quiet confidence that doesn't need validation from others because she knows who she is. It's the way she carries herself with grace, dignity, and kindness, not to get attention, but because that's simply who she is. This type of woman doesn't have to seek approval. She already knows her worth because it is rooted in something far deeper than how she looks. Your inner glow is cultivated when you invest in your personal growth, when you commit to nurturing your mind, your spirit, and your emotional well-being. This means you take the time to learn, to expand your knowledge, and to cultivate wisdom in your life. A woman who is continually growing and evolving will naturally attract the right kind of attention, not from the men who are focused on the external, but from those who see the beauty of her soul, her intelligence, and her strength. This glow also comes from emotional maturity. A woman who understands how to handle her emotion, who knows how to communicate her feelings without resorting to drama, is incredibly attractive. Emotional maturity is a sign of strength. It's the ability to face life's challenges, not with a sense of defeat, but with resilience. It's the capacity to handle disappointment, to learn from failure, and to grow through life's difficulties. Men are drawn to women who are emotionally grounded, who are not ruled by their emotions, but who can express them with intelligence and grace. Having an inner glow also means knowing how to set boundaries, healthy boundaries that protect your peace and preserve your sense of self. A woman who knows what she will and will not tolerate is a woman of strength. She doesn't compromise her values to please others, and she doesn't settle for relationships that do not honor her. This strength is magnetic. It speaks volumes to the right person. When a man sees that a woman has a solid sense of who she is, he is more likely to respect her, cherish her, and desire to build something lasting with her. Moreover, your inner glow is a reflection of how you treat others. A woman who is kind, who shows compassion, who uplifts and encourages those around her will always radiate a beauty that is far more lasting than any physical feature. Kindness is a glow that cannot be replicated with makeup or clothing. It's a light that comes from within and shines outwards, leaving an impression on everyone you meet. When you treat others with respect, when you lead with love, when you have a heart full of generosity and empathy, your inner glow becomes undeniable. In addition, your inner glow also comes from self-love and self-care. Too often, women pour all their energy into others, into their families, their friends, their jobs, and neglect to care for themselves. But self-care is not selfish. It is necessary for maintaining a healthy, balanced life. When you take time to nurture your own soul, when you do the things that replenish your energy and bring you joy, you are showing the world that you value yourself. And when you value yourself, others will begin to value you too. Taking care of yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically is part of nurturing your inner glow. This means creating space for things that bring you peace, such as prayer, meditation, sighs, or simply spending time doing what you love. It means being intentional about surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and avoid those who drain your energy. When you invest in your well-being, you are not only showing love to yourself, but you are also positioning yourself to be the best version of you in any relationship. Furthermore, a woman's inner glow is also about authenticity. When you are true to who you are, when you stop pretending to be something you're not in order to fit in or please others, you will naturally attract the right people into your life. There is power in being unapologetically yourself. The right person will love you not for who you're trying to be, but for who you already are. Your inner glow is brightest when you embrace your true self, imperfections and all. So, let me tell you this. The key to becoming this dream girl is not about trying to fit some superficial standard of beauty. It's about nurturing your inner glow, the part of you that is wise, resilient, emotionally mature, kind, and full of love. When you shine from the inside out, you not only attract the right person, but you also create a life of fulfillment, peace, and purpose. True beauty comes from within, and it is that inner beauty that will make you unforgettable to the right person. So invest in your inner self, nurture your spirit, and watch your glow radiate into the world. When you do, you won't just become his dream girl. You'll become the woman of your own dreams as well. Understanding the profound importance of being able to give without losing yourself is one of the most essential qualities you can develop in any relationship. It's natural to want to show love, to support, and to give, but the real challenge comes in knowing how to give without depleting your own energy or sense of self. Too many women fall into the trap of giving so much of themselves that they forget to reserve a portion of their love, attention, and energy for themselves. They pour into others until they are empty, hoping that their sacrifices will be appreciated or returned in the same measure. But true love doesn't demand the depletion of your own well-being. It thrives in balance and mutual respect. To become his dream girl, you must first understand that you are not meant to give until there's nothing left. If you do this, you will end up losing yourself in the process. Relationships should never come at the cost of your identity, your peace, or your happiness. The most fulfilling and lasting relationships are those where both individuals give freely, yet neither loses their sense of self in the process. You should never be in a position where you feel like you've given so much that there's nothing left for yourself. When you give in a relationship, it should always come from a place of abundance, not from a place of lack. This means taking care of yourself first and making sure that your own emotional, mental, and physical needs are being met before you attempt to meet the needs of others. You can't be your best self for anyone empty. This principle is not selfish, it's essential. It's about recognizing your own value and treating yourself with the same love and care that you freely give to others. If you are always exhausted, emotionally drained, or feeling like you have nothing left to give, you will begin to lose your sense of worth and joy in the relationship. Giving without losing yourself requires boundaries. Boundaries are not about keeping people away. They are about protecting your time, energy, and emotional well-being. A healthy relationship should allow both people to feel valued and supported, but it should also allow for personal growth and self-preservation. Setting boundaries is essential in any relationship because it prevents one person from becoming too dependent on the other, and it ensures that both individuals maintain a sense of individuality and independence. It's important to recognize that you don't have to give everything to prove your love. You don't have to abandon your own dreams, passions, or goals in order to help someone else fulfill theirs. In fact, it is when you maintain your own life and purpose that you become more attractive, not less. People are drawn to those who are grounded in their own identity, who continue to pursue their dreams, and who respect their own time and space. When you know your worth, when you know your needs, and when you set healthy boundaries around them, you create a foundation of respect in your relationships that is far more fulfilling than any self-sacrifice. Lou, the art of giving without losing yourself also means learning how to recognize when you're overextending. It's easy to get caught up in the desire to please and support others, especially when you care deeply about someone. However, when you give without considering your own well-being, you risk becoming resentful and burned out. Overgiving leads to emotional depletion, and this can cause friction in the relationship. The key, give honestly, but always with awareness of your limits. Check in with yourself regularly. Are you still feeling emotionally fulfilled, or are you starting to feel drained and overwhelmed? Acknowledge your feelings and take a step back when needed. Additionally, giving without losing yourself requires communication. You must be able to communicate your needs, desires, and limits to the person you're in a relationship with. This creates a partnership that's built on mutual understanding, respect, and care. Healthy communication helps both people stay connected while still maintaining a sense of autonomy. Without communication, it's easy for misunderstandings to arise and for one person to feel like they are giving too much without receiving enough in return. When both partners are open about their needs and expectations, they can ensure that the balance is kept and neither person feels taken advantage of or ignored. Another crucial aspect of giving without losing yourself is learning how to receive. Too often, women focus so much on giving that they forget that love is a two-way street. If you're constantly giving but never allowing yourself to receive, you're setting yourself up for exhaustion and disappointment. Receiving is just as important as giving because it creates a flow of energy that keeps both people engaged and invested in the relationship. When you allow yourself to receive, whether it's love, care, attention, or support, you are not only honoring your own worth, but you're also empowering the other person to fully engage in the relationship. Relationships are built on reciprocity, and both giving and receiving are essential for maintaining a healthy, fulfilling dynamic. To master this concept, you must recognize that you don't need to prove your love by giving everything you have. But you can show love through kindness, support, and affection, but not at the expense of your own well-being. You deserve to be in a relationship where both partners give and take in a healthy, balanced way. This means you must be intentional about maintaining your own boundaries, nurturing your own needs, and ensuring that you are always emotionally whole. When you love yourself in this way, you will not only attract someone who values you, but you will also attract a relationship that nourishes you rather than drains you. In the end, giving without losing yourself means understanding that self-preservation is not selfishness. It's a necessary practice for anyone who wants to build a strong, lasting relationship. When you give from a place of abundance where you have filled your own cup first, you will find that you are able to give with joy, not obligation. And as a result, you will attract the right kind of love that is mutual, fulfilling, empowering for both you and your partner. When you honor yourself in this way, you will become the kind of woman who can give freely and fully, knowing that you are not sacrificing your own happiness or well-being in the process. In conclusion, becoming his dream girl is not about fitting into an idealized version of perfection, nor is it about conforming to external expectations. It's about discovering and embracing the strength within you, the strength to be your true, authentic self, the strength to pursue your purpose, and the strength to give with balance and grace. It's about creating a foundation of love, respect, and mutual growth, one that honors both your individuality and your relationship. When you align with your own purpose, nurture your inner glow, set healthy boundaries, and give from a place of abundance, you will naturally attract the right kind of love. A love that elevates you, supports you, and helps you become the best version of yourself. As you walk this journey, remember that becoming his dream girl begins with becoming your own dream woman. When you invest in your own personal growth, maintain your sense of self-worth, and give from a place of love rather than obligation, you not only enhance your relationships, but you also set the stage for a fulfilling, empowered life. You are worthy of love that respects and values who you are. And by nurturing the qualities that make you unique, you will not only attract the right partner, but build a relationship rooted in love, mutual respect, and purpose. Yes. So I challenge you today, step into your power, know your worth, and become the woman who attracts love that is worthy you. Love that will help you soar to new heights, live out your dreams, and fulfill your purpose together.